All right, good afternoon. This Chris Savage. I'm just getting set up here, making sure I have a good live feed. All right. All right, trying to see if I have some audio going here. Every once in a while, I have some problems getting the mic set back up. All right, sounds like I have audio. Oh, good. Every once in a while, I have some problems getting the mic. Hi, Carrie Renee Evans. Hope you guys are well up there in your part of Carbon County. They're up in Lansford. All right. Good. All right, this is Carbon County Commissioner Chris Lukasevich. And again, I'm just doing kind of a review, or I'll recap over the next 15 or 20 minutes some of the more notable highlights of the commissioners meeting from today. I'm sitting here down at the Carbon County Administration Building. The meeting actually took about an hour and 15, 20 minutes. We had Mr. Owen O'Neill. He's the director of LANTA. LANTA is Carbon County's administrator manager for our Carbon County Community Transit program, which primarily serves the disabled and our senior citizens. What had occurred in regards to senior citizen transit was that there was a described, and this was actually in early part of the year, a 90-cent per one-way transit fare increase. Now, that only applies to individuals who are not quote-unquote sponsored. The majority of users are sponsored in one form or another. That is, they have total free transit, or it's, let's call it subsidized or sponsored by the Area Agency on Aging. And the remainder of this year, there will be on an average, more or less, probably about through the remaining 6 months, about 7,000 to 8,000 one-way transits of senior citizens who are quote unquote sponsored by the Area Agency on Aging. And based upon the increase proposed, they would have seen, again, these are the sponsored individuals, seniors, a 30-cent increase each way as they utilize the system. So what the county has decided that from now to the end of the year, so we can look at other ways to probably or likely lessen the burden to our senior citizens who use our Carbon County Community Transit System, we have agreed to make up that difference, right, of the increased costs. So the county will be providing an additional 30 cents per one-way transit to our seniors. So ostensibly, from now through the end of the year, those seniors who are riding Carbon County Community Transit will not see a fare increase if they are Area Agency on Aging sponsored. So I think that was a big win for seniors today through the end of the year. The second notification we received today, and this was prior to the meeting, that the seniors up in the Weatherly Center had been looking for a significant amount of time for a pool table. And we were just informed today that the grant was approved, $5,100 to purchase a pool table for the Weatherly Center. And again, that helps them, one, it's an activity, but it also helps them prepare for the senior games that had to be canceled this year, but will again take place next year. In addition, the Area Agency on Aging needed additional transportation. They had money in their budget, so at no additional cost to the county in this current fiscal year to purchase a 14 passenger van for activities for the seniors. And the operating and maintenance costs, again, they did have a previous vehicle, so more or less the operating costs of the previous van will simply be transferred to cover the operating costs of the new van. Maintenance costs should go down, a little bit better mileage also. So again, it should be a zero-sum gain or zero-sum loss in regards to that. So actually a really good day for our senior citizens. In regards to other, I think, notable benefits for Carbon County residents that has transpired here today would be, oh, Dennis, hey, Sky. I see Fred, Joe's in there, Rick Muller. Hi, guys. Mark is also watching. Pretty good 5-6 months for Carbon County residents in regards to this Board of Commissioners doing all that we can to maximize the revenue, our resources that we have. And I give examples of that. We just concluded refinancing the 2016 bond issue, and that was bond issue for capital projects. That was $7.76 million. We took advantage of current interest rates, and we had been projecting about a potential for about a $640K savings for county residents over the term of this long-term bond issue that was taken out by the previous board. And it would come to full maturity in 2041. Well, we refinanced that just concluded, and it actually ended up being a savings of $742,000, so approximately $44,000 per year savings over the term of the bond. And we didn't change the bond length, so it's still gonna reach its maturity in 2041. So normally, let's, for example, you go ahead and refinance your mortgage, you'd extend it again for another 30 years versus maybe a 25 or 23 year, right? So what we've done, though, we've kept the term the same, but taken advantage so that our grandchildren won't actually have to be paying this long-term debt. That'll simply, that burden will remain on our shoulders. And just a simple thing, we literally send out we make hundreds of direct deposits in our retirement system monthly. And we actually had 19 individuals who were still receiving paper checks. So the retirement board at its last meeting passed a motion that would require for those remaining 19 by 1 September for all intent and purposes to accept direct deposit. So again, that's just a small thing that saves on mailing costs, administrative costs related with having to do something more manual versus leveraging technology that we have. You also heard from the treasurer, Ron Sheehan, and he was talking about Pliget, right? And that would have been the Pennsylvania Local Government Investment Trust. So what we're doing is we have significant amount of money invested in local institutions, and quite frankly, we were getting about a 0.25% return on them currently. Now that had dropped significantly over the course of the last 8 months or so because of the changing economic conditions. However, we found that we could actually benefit more from working with Pliget in that trust, ensure we maintain liquidity. And we actually ultimately will have probably about $15 million, most of it remaining very, very liquid, that will almost double the return on that. So from 0.25 to 0.46. So again, every little bit helps, mostly in this fiscally constrained environment. It's not simply fiscally constrained, it's, revenue in certain areas isn't coming in. That which is processing fees from the row offices, the county parking lot, Mock Chunk Lake Park. So again, this will help offset some of that. So a really good job, I would acknowledge, by the Board of Commissioners trying to be conscientious about taxpayer money and how it is utilized and how it is invested to maximize that return that one and we should expect. Let's see what else was in there today. Let me kind of run through this pretty quick. Seniors were well taken care of. So if you have any questions, you can just pop them up in there in the chat. Also, 570-503-6780. I'm going to type that in, 570-503-6780. You can give me a call. For about the next 10 minutes or so, I'll be available online, 570-503-6780. If you want to give me a call.